What is up, YouTube world? Alright, so we have a floating bed filtration. And this is just your, everybody does it, or a lot of people do it, and it's really old, and it's probably like, hey, this thing does not do what it's supposed to really do. Well, it was a really big bottle. If you can get 1 liter of K2 or K1, there's all types of filtration, floating bed filtration media out there. And if you can get at least 1 liter in a bottle and get it really rotating really well, it will actually help. It probably will do pretty well in a 20-gallon tank. Anyways, I think they look really awesome, and I wanted to super modify one, make it a little bit more efficient, I guess. So from research, I have learned that a floating bed filtration system is supposed to have 2 currents, one from the bottom and one from the top. So with your bottles, your traditional bottles, they always have one on the bottom. They have an air stone or just the air line going in. And mine is just hanging on the side because I took all the suction cups off, so it's just kind of floating there. The only thing holding it together is that suction cup on the bottom, what holds the air line. So it's not sitting in there, right? But anyways, air will just go like this and it will rotate like this. From a better design, you should have water moving like this, and also from the top moving down. So yeah, so I wanted to try to make a bottle like that. All right, let's see what I have came up with. Alrighty, so this is a 1.5 liter water bottle instead of a liter water bottle. So my idea is with 1.5 liter, because I always learned that with these bottles, you can make them about 50% full and they will have a nice flow. In my swamp tank, I have also a floating bed filtration chamber, but it has 2 currents. It has one coming from the top and one from the bottom, and it's like almost 80%. It's probably about 8 liters in there. There's a whole lot of K2 and it rotates beautiful. So this is the swamp tank with filters to 75, and this is one of the chambers, and it's the filtration floating bed filtration K2 media, about 7-8 liters. And we have a big air stone on the bottom, and also from the way the swamp is designed, it comes down like this back thing and goes up in here, and then it goes this way. So it has 2 currents. So it comes in like this, and also it comes up like this. And the water, of course, goes all the way down and goes through to the last chamber and back up to the return pump chamber. But I noticed with this, this is really full and it works really well. So it has 2 motions, so you can really get a lot more in there. You still want it to be able to move around, but there's a lot in there. This is roughly 2.5 gallons of water, these chambers. So this would be about 5 gallons. This is like, I believe, 15 gallons. And this is another 10 gallons. So it makes, or something like that. It's a 30-gallon tank, but those roughly the estimates. Yeah, that's right then. If that's 10, that's 15, and that's 5. Yeah, that makes sense. Those 2 combined makes 5 gallons, 2.5 each. Yeah, that makes sense. And it has about 7 to 8 liters, which is about 2 gallons of media. So that's a lot. It really, if I stop the whole flow, it will sit about right here, all the way to the top, if I stop the flow and everything in the air pump. So it's pretty full. So that's my idea, is the water bottle. Alrighty, water bottle. So the bigger bottle, I wanted to make sure it really sticks to the glass. So when you're using silicone, you always want to make sure you use safe silicone. This is all-purpose 100% silicone, and silicone 1 is what you really want to look for. Make sure you got safe stuff, because this doesn't have any additive, nothing at all. No mold resistant, no, stain resistant, no discoloring. It's just silicone. So after so many years, it will discolor and blah blah blah. But it will still last for a very, 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 very long time. It says on here, forever. But alright, so when you use silicone and it's for aquarium use, you definitely want to give it 48 hours to cure. So this has been sitting for definitely 2-3 days now. And yeah, so I got 4 on there to make sure it really sticks to the glass. I don't want it to disconnect. So I actually got a different idea this time with cutting my holes in the bottom. So there's a lot of them, and the one over there is cut all the way around the holes, all the way around the top. And then on the bottom, the same deal, all the way around the bottom. But on this one, so we got 2 holes back here, and this is just where the airline hose goes in. Depending on which side of the aquarium I'll put it in, it goes in here or it goes in this side, I have no idea. But yeah, so with this bottle, instead of having hose go all the way around, I put it only on one side, and then on the other end, or on the bottom, on the other side. So my idea is, if you think about it, you put the air stone in here, it's going to make air go, you know, from the back up. So it's going to pull in water from this direction in, instead of pulling it from the whole bottom kind of up. I guess I'm trying to get the motion where it really just pulls it in here and goes up like this on the side. This is pretty neat. So up here, I managed to get a very small pump, and it's a, there it is. And you really need, you know, a very small one. This one does what, 40 gallons per hour, 151 liters per hour. And this is probably, you know, way too big for this bottle, because this is only 1.5, you know, liters, you know, and this does 151 liters per hour. So this will get cycled, or it will push water in there for this container, what, about 125 times, I guess, 150 times, I have no idea, but a ridiculous amount of time. So pump is probably a little bit too strong, but it is what it is. It's a very small pump. Put a very long tube on it, because my idea is when I put it in the aquarium, I wanted to sit also on the bottom somewhere in the tank, and then it will, you know, bam, connect to it. So it will kind of sit like this. And you know, when you get it all set up and it really working well, hopefully, then it should be pretty cool. So air comes in, pushes, goes up, pulls in air, water in this way, and then it releases the air also from, you know, the back out. So it also has a whole bunch of holes here. They're pretty big, and just big enough or small enough for the K2 to not actually escape. But yeah, so I just used a hot knife. Soldering iron would probably be a whole lot nicer and cleaner, but you know, knife it is. Very hot knife. Also used a very hot knife, and I made a big hole, and then I just kind of pried that in, and that worked out well. So in here, all right, got a little elbow in there, and it actually directs the flow. So that's pretty neat. And I got it pointing, of course, in that direction. So the idea is the water comes up, or the air comes up, pulls in water this way, so it flows the water this way, lets the air escape. I also put a couple holes up here in the neck, just in case there's a lot of air here, so it still has a place to escape. And yeah, so air will go, escape here, but the water flow will be like this, and then this will shoot it back down, so we'll have a consistently flow of water. And it has 2 motions, one from the bottom up and one from the top down. So that's, in my opinion, a good idea. All right, so that's what it looks like. I am actually ready to get it into the tank. I just have to, you know, get it in there and see how it works. All right, let's see how it works. Alrighty, I got the old one pulled out. So in comparison, it's much skinnier. This one only has holes in the back. This one has holes going all the way around. Also on the bottom. And yeah. So we will see how well, you know, if this one works better or not. So this one only had 2 suction cups in the back. This one has 4. Dun-dun. All right. So the idea is to get these balls in here, and of course to add more to make it very full. I'm talking about, I want it 80% full. I want it to be really full. I'm gonna make it 70% full. All right. And then I used one of these, and I cut the bottom off so it's a little bit bigger, and it works really well. K2 media just falls right in. But the first step is to, of course, get this line with a air stone in here first before you put that in there, or you will never be able to get the air stone in there. Well, you might be able to, but anyways. So what you do first is you're gonna get this hose and you get it disconnected from this air stone in here, or get a brand new one, it's up to you. You're gonna feed it through the hole, which is, I wanna put it on this side of the aquarium, so I want it to go through this hole. So it's gonna go through this hole, and then you're gonna feed it, push it through until it finally comes out here. You're gonna put the air stone on it, and then you're just gonna pull it right back down. All right, so let's go ahead and accomplish this. Alrighty, so I managed to feed the hose all the way up. I always use a pair of pliers, pinchers, whatever these are called, just so I can get in there a little bit easier and just pull it right out real fast. Connected the air stone and then just pull it right back through to the bottom, and bam. Next step is to put this on top of this, and just to fill it all the way up with a whole bunch of these. All right. Alrighty, so this bottle is empty, and this bottle's this full, and this bottle was like halfway full. So it's definitely, you know, I can definitely add a whole lot more, and then I'm gonna add even more. Alright. Alrighty, so we got it really full, maybe a little bit too full. So I think I was like, I wanted it to be here, but I got it like all the way up here. So it's really packed full. But hopefully it still works. I don't know, it might be too much, but I will definitely try it out with that much in there. So there is a whole lot in there. So the next step is just to put in the water, put the lid on it, connect the hose, put it in the aquarium, put in the water, and see if it works. Now it does have a whole lot of new K2 media, and this K2 media, I get it on eBay, and it's really cheap. I don't remember how much, but I think it's like $5, maybe $10 for 4 liters of it. And it usually comes in a bag kind of like this. And yeah, I still got a whole lot. But when it's brand new, it's gonna definitely try to float to the top. It will maybe take a few days for it to actually really efficiently work. But I hope not, because it has this, so it definitely should kick off fast. But I would not be surprised if the majority of this just goes and stays on the top and doesn't move for a good week. But this is what it looks like. Holes in the front, air stone in the back, hose on the top end to relieve all the air, pump on top, boom, 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 boom. And it should just be, it should work more efficiently than that bottle did. And that glue stuff takes forever to come off, but it does come off after time. All right, so that's the part 1 of 2 videos. I will get it installed and everything and take a video of it here in a few. And yeah, well, all right guys, this is what I have done to put this thing together. Couple of ideas, whole bunch of suction cups, and go in an aquarium. This is definitely over a liter of K2 media. I would say maybe 1.2. The bottle's almost full. Yeah. But all right guys, I'm gonna get it installed and take another video. Y'all be good. Laters.